The girl woke up in agony, her lower body torn apart, only to find herself trapped inside a transparent container. From above, fine sand kept pouring down endlessly. She screamed for help, but her voice couldn't pass through the sealed walls. The sand kept filling the space, pressing down on her, and at this rate, she would soon be crushed alive. Just as despair set in, the stone ceiling suddenly shattered, and an arm reached down, pulling her out. It turned out to be a man who had appeared out of nowhere to save her. Watching from a monitor, a deranged man grabbed his shotgun and headed out. 3 days earlier, the girl had simply accepted a drink from a stranger at a bar. The next morning, she woke up in excruciating pain, unable to remember what had happened or where she was. Through what seemed like a window, she saw warm sunlight and swaying palm trees, thinking she was on vacation. But the next second, the light and trees vanished, replaced by a cold concrete wall. The scene had only been a projection. Casey was terrified. Had she been kidnapped? She quickly looked around, desperate to find a way to escape. But after searching everywhere, she found nothing. Only cold brick walls and a sealed iron door with not a single gap. Just as the panicked Casey was losing hope, a drawer suddenly slid open in the wall. Nervously, she stepped forward to check it. Furious, Casey threw her coffee aside and began smashing everything in the room. She hoped to make enough noise to draw out her kidnapper, but just as she was wrecking the place, thick smoke suddenly poured from the ceiling vents. Within minutes, Casey was overcome and passed out. When she woke again, her face was wrapped tightly in layers of bandages. Terrified, she ran to a mirror to see what had happened, only to find her face completely covered. She quickly unwrapped the bandages to see the damage. Thankfully, her skin was untouched. The captor must have only wanted to scare her, but before she could recover from the shock, the same drawer slid open again. Calming herself, she stepped closer and found a key labeled 1. She hurried to unlock the nearby cabinet marked with the same number, only to find a set of extremely revealing clothes inside. At that moment, Casey finally realized the kidnapper's sick intention to turn her into his plaything. She swore she would never let that happen. Determined to escape, Casey spotted a sharpened metal shard nearby. She climbed onto the table and used it to unscrew the bolts on the air vent. Soon, she pried off the cover and crawled inside the ventilation duct. She began moving forward, hoping to find a way out through the ducts, but suddenly, the metal above her was cut open. A hand reached down and injected a sedative into her arm. When Casey woke again, she was back in the same dark, damp basement. As she tried to recall what had happened, a faint light suddenly caught her attention.